You know what's interesting about feelings? They are powerful, they are real, they can make you feel like they are who you are. But here's the truth, you are not your feelings. You feel afraid, but you are not fear. You feel sad, but you are not sadness. You feel doubt, but you are not doubt. You feel angry, but you are not anger. Your feeling are weather patterns. You are the sky. Your feelings are temporary. You are permanent. Your feelings change. You stay. And here's the most important truth. You are greater than your feelings. This is not about denying your feelings. This is not about pretending they don't exist. This is about understanding that your feelings do not define you. Your feelings do not control you. Your feelings do not determine your future. You have the power to feel your feelings and still choose your response. You have the power to be afraid and still take action. You have the power to be sad and still move forward. You have the power to doubt and still believe. This is the power of being greater than your feelings. This is episode 30. My name is Shannon, and today we are talking about emotional mastery, why you are greater than your feelings, and how to exercise that power. Let's go. Let me start with the psychology of emotions. What are emotions? Where do they come from? Emotions are your body's response to your environment. They are signals, they are data. When you feel fear, your body is telling you that something matters. When you feel sadness, your body is telling you that something is lost. When you feel anger, body is telling you that something is wrong. Emotions are useful. They provide information. They help you navigate the world. But here's where most people go wrong. They confuse the signal with the message. They confuse the emotion with the truth. You feel afraid, so you believe you can't do it. You feel sad, so you believe everything is hopeless. You feel doubt, so you believe you're not good enough. But the emotion is not the truth. The emotion is just data. Fear is telling you something matters, but it's not telling you that you can't do it. Sadness is telling you something is lost, but it's not telling you that everything is hopeless. Doubt is telling you that something is uncertain, but it's not telling you that you are not good enough. The emotion is the signal. You get to interpret the signal. You get to decide what it means, and that's where your power lies. That's where you become greater than your feelings. Here's a critical distinction: the difference between feeling and identity. You can feel afraid without being afraid. You can feel sad without being sad. You can feel doubt without being doubt. Think about it. You feel afraid before a big presentation. Does that make you a fearful person? No. You feel sad when you lose someone you love. Does that make you a sad person? No. You feel doubt about a new project. Does that make you a doubtful person? No. Your feelings are temporary states. Your identity is permanent. But most people confuse the two. They feel afraid and think, I'm a fearful person. They feel sad and think, I'm a sad person. They feel doubt and think, I'm a doubtful person. And when you believe that your feelings are your identity, you become enslaved by them. You become controlled by them. You become less than your feelings. But when you understand that your feelings are temporary states, you reclaim your power. You understand that you can feel afraid and still be brave. You can feel sad and still be strong. You can feel doubt and still be confident. This is the distinction that sets you free. This is the distinction that makes you greater than your feelings. Here is the most important truth. You cannot always control your feelings, but you can always control your response to them. This is where your power lies. This is where you become greater than your feelings. Think about it. You can control when fear shows up. You can't control when fear shows up. You can't control when sadness shows up. You can't control when doubt shows up. Your feelings are automatic. They are triggered by your environment, your circumstances, your thoughts. But you can control what you do with that feeling. You can control how you respond. You can control whether you let that feeling control you. You feel afraid, you have a choice. You can let fear paralyze you, or you can feel the fear and take action anyway. You feel sad, you have a choice. You can let sadness defeat you, or you can feel the sadness and move forward anyway. You feel doubt, you have a choice. You can let doubt stop you, or you can feel the doubt and believe anyway. This is the power of choice. This is what makes you greater than your feelings. And here's the thing. This power is available to you right now. You don't need to wait. You don't need to feel better first. You can feel the feeling and choose your response anyway. Let me be clear. Your feelings are data. They are information. But they are not destiny. Your feelings tell you something about your current state. They tell you something about how you're interpreting your circumstances. But they don't tell you what's going to happen. They don't determine your future. Fear tells you that something matters. It doesn't tell you that you'll fail. Sadness tells you that something is lost. It doesn't tell you that you will never recover. Doubt tells you that something is uncertain. It doesn't tell you that you won't succeed. The feeling is the data. The future is still unwritten. Think about an athlete before a big game. They feel nervous. The nervousness is data. It tells them the game matters. It tells them they care about the outcome. But the nervousness doesn't determine whether they lose or win. The nervousness doesn't determine their future. What determines their future is what they do with that nervousness. Do they let it paralyze them? Or do they use it as fuel? Do they let it control them? Or do they control it? This is the distinction between data and destiny. They said this is what makes you greater than your feelings. The Bible understands the power of emotional mastery. It's woven through scripture. In Proverbs 16 verse 32, we read, "Better a patient person than a warrior, a person with self-control than one who takes a city." Self-control is more valuable than military victory. Self-control is greater than conquering cities. This shows the supreme value of emotional mastery. In 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5, Paul writes, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. Paul is saying that you have the power to capture your thoughts. You can make your thoughts obedient to Christ. This is the power of choice over your mind. In Philippians 4 verse 8, Paul writes, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." You have the power to choose what you think about. You can direct your mind toward what is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. In Romans 6, verse 12, Paul writes, "Therefore, do not let sin reign in your mortal body so that you obey its evil desires." You have the power to not let sin or emotions reign in your body. You are not slave to your desires or emotions. In Proverbs 25, verse 28, we read, "Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control." Without self-control, you are defensive. With self-control, you are protected and strong. In Galatians 5, verses 22 and 23, Paul writes, But the fruit of Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such thing there is no law." Self-control is the fruit of the Spirit. It's not something you achieve through willpower alone. It's something the Holy Spirit produces in you. In 1 Peter 1 verse 13 we read, "Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at His coming." You can prepare your mind. You can make your mind alert and sober. You have agency over your mental state. In Proverbs 29 verse 11 we read, "Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end." Fools are controlled by the emotions. The wise bring calm. The wise are greater than their emotions. In 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, Paul writes, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and a sound mind." You are given a sound mind. You are given power. You are not given timidity or fear. You have the power to master your emotions. In Ephesians 4 verses 26 and 27 we read, "In your anger do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold." You have the power to choose not to sin in your anger. You have the power to not let anger control you. In Romans 12 verse 2, Paul writes, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." You can renew your mind. You can be transformed. You are not stuck in old patterns. You have the power to change. Let me give you some examples of people who were controlled by their feelings and people who mastered them. The angry manager gets upset easily, lets anger control their decisions, yells at employees, makes poor business decisions when angry. Their company suffers, their relationships suffer, they are enslaved by their emotions. The anxious entrepreneur feels anxious about their business, lets anxiety paralyze them, doesn't take action, doesn't pitch investors, doesn't grow their business. They are enslaved by their emotions. The depressed artist feels depressed, doesn't create, doesn't share their work. Lets depression convince them they are not good enough. Their potential is wasted. They are enslaved by their emotions. The fearful employee feels fear about speaking up, doesn't voice their ideas, doesn't take on challenges, stays in their comfort zone, never grows. They are enslaved by their emotions. Michael Jordan felt pressure in crucial moments, but didn't let pressure control him. He took the shot, he made the shot, he won championships. He was greater than his feelings. Serena Williams felt doubt and criticism, but didn't let it control her. She played her game. She won tournaments. She became one of the greatest. She was greater than her feelings. Kobe Bryant felt fear of failure, but didn't let fear control him. He worked, he practiced, he performed, he won championships. He was greater than his feelings. Steve Jobs felt doubt about the iPhone, but it didn't let doubt stop him. He believed in his vision. He pushed forward. He revolutionized technology. He was greater than his feelings. Elon Musk felt fear of failure with Tesla and SpaceX, but didn't let fear control him. He took risks. He persisted. He succeeded. He was greater than his feelings. Sarah Blakely felt fear and rejection when starting Spanx, but didn't let fear stop her. She persisted, she pitched, she succeeded. She was greater than her feelings. So how do you observe your feelings without being controlled by them? How do you feel your feelings and still choose your response? First, notice the feeling. Don't deny it. Don't suppress it. Notice it. Say to yourself, I'm feeling afraid right now. I'm feeling sad right now. I'm feeling doubt right now. Second, observe the feeling. Watch it. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just observe it. Notice where you feel it in your body. Notice how intense it is. Notice how it changes. Third, separate yourself from the feeling. Remind yourself, I am feeling afraid, but I am not fear. I am feeling sad, but I am not sadness. I am feeling doubt, but I am not doubt. Fourth, choose your response. Ask yourself, what do I want to do? What does the situation require? What would my best self do? Fifth, take action. Feel the fear, feel the feeling and take action anyway. This is the power of choice. This is what makes you greater than your feelings. So how do you choose your response to your feelings? How do you act despite the feeling? First, understand that the feeling is not the truth. The feeling is data. Interpret the data wisely. Second, remind yourself of your values. What matters to you? What do you stand for? What kind of person do you want to be? Third, remind yourself of your past. Have you felt this way before? What did you do? What happened? You've overcome feelings before. You can do it again. Fourth, remind yourself of your purpose. Why are you doing this? What's the bigger picture? How does this action serve your purpose? Fifth, take action. Don't wait until you feel better. Don't wait until the fear goes away. Take action now. The action will change the feeling. So how do you use your feelings as data instead of destiny? How do you interpret your feelings wisely? First, ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me? Fear is telling you something matters. Sadness is telling you something is lost. Anger is telling you something is wrong. Doubt is telling you something is uncertain. Second, ask yourself, is this data accurate? Sometimes our feelings are accurate, sometimes they're not. Sometimes fear is warning you of real danger. Sometimes fear is just anxiety you need to discern. Third, ask yourself, what should I do with this data? If fear is warning you of real danger, you should be cautious. If fear is just anxiety, you should push through. If sadness is telling you something is lost, you should grieve. If sadness is depression, you should seek help. Fourth, ask yourself, what does this data not tell me about my future? The feeling tells you about your current state. It doesn't tell you what will happen. It doesn't determine your future. This is how you use your feelings as data. This is how you remain greater than your feelings. So how do you build emotional resilience? How do you become stronger in the face of difficult feelings? First, practice noticing your feelings. The more you notice, the more you understand them. The more you understand them, the less they control you. Second, practice choosing your response. Every time you feel a difficult feeling and choose your response anyway, you build the muscle of emotional mastery. Third, practice self-compassion. Don't judge yourself for having difficult feelings. Everyone has them. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat a good friend. Fourth, practice connecting with something bigger than yourself. Connect with God. Connect with your purpose. Connect with your community. This puts your feeling in perspective. Fifth, practice taking care of your body. Sleep well, exercise, eat well, meditate, pray. Your physical state affects your emotional state. Sixth, practice gratitude. Notice what you're grateful for. This shifts your mind from what's wrong to what's right. Here's what most people don't understand. People who master their emotions develop an invisible advantage. They develop peace. They are not controlled by the emotions. They are not reactive. They are responsive. They are at peace. They develop clarity. When they are not controlled by the emotions, they can think clearly. They can make good decisions. They can see the bigger picture. They develop resilience. When things go wrong, they don't fall apart. They feel the feeling and move forward. They bounce back quickly. They develop power. When they are not controlled by the emotions, they have power. They have agency. They have the ability to shape their lives. They develop freedom. They are not enslaved by the emotions. They are not victims of their circumstances. They are free to choose. And this invisible advantage compounds over time. Year after year, they are more peaceful. Year after year, they are more clear. Year after year, they are more resilient. Year after year, they are more powerful. Year after year, they are more free. And the people who are controlled by their emotions, they are reactive. They are confused, they are fragile, they are powerless, they are enslaved. That's the invisible advantage of emotional mastery. That's what compounds over time. Here's the truth. You are greater than your feelings. Your feelings are temporary. You are permanent. Your feelings change. You stay. Your feelings are weather patterns. You are the sky. You cannot always control your feelings, but you can always control your response to them. This is where your power lies. Your feelings are data, not destiny. They tell you something about your current state. They don't determine your future. You are not your feelings. You feel afraid, but you are not fear. You feel sad, but you are not sadness. You feel doubt, but you are not doubt. And when you understand this, something shifts. You reclaim your power, become the master of your emotions instead of the slave. You can feel afraid and still take action. You can feel sad and still move forward. You can feel doubt and still believe. You can feel angry and still choose kindness. This is the power of being greater than your feelings. This is the path to emotional mastery. And this power is available to you right now. Not when you feel better, not when the fear goes away, not when you're ready. Right now. You are greater than your feelings. That's the truth. That's the path to freedom. This is Built Not Felt by the Rice Code. I'll see you all in the next one.